Hello, greetings, lightworkers, way showers, healers, secret dormant ninjas of the divine. You may not even realize yet, because what I am going to share with you today will resonate and may have been disguised in other ways of insecurity, doubts, fears. I'm deeply passionate and know that my work and walk in this world is to guide you to your own inner alchemization of these fears, doubts. It's such a disguise. And I am also going to share with you very excitedly a fast track, rapid way to shift our perspective, therefore our soul direction. My name is Jax. For those of you that are jumping on, hi, Instagram, hi, Facebook, hi. I've got 2 live streams happening at the moment, and we have our big acreage being maintained at the moment. So if you hear, can you hear the mower behind the scenes? And it's not our acreage, by the way. We were guided to live in a space that actually backs onto a reserve. We look out our backyard and all we see is land and trees and acreage, and we don't have to maintain it. What a blessing. Amazing. Thank you so much, sister. So good to see you, Tanya. So, I really desire through this also for those of you that perhaps, I trust completely that you're magnetized to this, that you're attracted to this transmission for a reason. Regardless of the title, you can feel the energy. And I also multiply wish and pray for you to really notice the demonstration of how energy can move through you also in a way, in a space that thought doesn't exist. For example, your ability and capability to just literally surrender as a voice for the divine, because we all inherit ministry in our voices, a voice for the divine without the disruption of thought. Therefore, meaning without feeling terrified, feeling so afraid to share a message that's moving through you. I'm here to demonstrate your capability and possibility, and the path that I've walked to be here doesn't have to be as long and as terrifying as it has been. It gets to be very rapid, and meaning I hold keys and codes for this to awaken and aliven for you too. Anyways, so let's go to what we're here to talk about. You feel this block. It shows up like a block, right? It feels like I can't do it. I don't know how. I'm not ready. Yet we were born ready. Yet we arrived here ready. We were more than ready. In fact, we put our hands up and said, I'm ready. As a soul, we put our hands up and said, I am ready for this mission. I'm here to clarify with you the reason why we feel the sensations of fear and the sensations of feeling afraid of our power. Now, so beautifully, and I have literally had this conversation today with a sister, and we spoke about this and the obstacle course we call life and the obstacle course we call conditioning. So we've been conditioned. Let's be real. We are a leading edge piece of natural machinery. We call it machinery. We are leading edge design here in this universe. And we're programmable easily, very, very much so. This is the design of our brain. It receives information. We process the information, and then we create a set of beliefs and a whole reality around it. I could go deep into this, but I won't go that deep. There will be an opportunity to go deep into this with me in April. So we have chosen this reality, this conditioning, and the conditioning serves as a purpose. So as a light worker in this world, or a way shower, or look, you might call yourself an entrepreneur and not realize that you're a light worker. A light worker entrepreneur essentially is a being, a anyone who has chosen a path that has not been designed by the status quo, chosen a path of creation and design, chosen a path that has given us creative space to actually be who we are in this world, and to discover and walk along this path that is lit up by our soul purpose. You probably feel that if you're an entrepreneur. There's a part of you that's like, oh, I'm not really keen on just doing what I've been told to do. I'm going to create my path. It looks many ways. It can look many, many ways. So the reason why we chose this lifetime and this type of conditioning is so we can understand it. It's not here to enslave us. It's only enslaving when we believe that it's true, that it's the only way. We are the only people that hold the keys to our freedom. The conditioning is not wrong. In fact, it has offered plentiful pathways of discovery and safety, and really knowing the cause of limitations, and also knowing the cause of our infiniteness, right? Without the polarity of the conditioning, we can never truly know ourselves. So very importantly, our whole framework around the conditioning, the programming, the matrix, until we're able to neutralize this and curate a relationship with the purpose of the matrix, the conditioning, the program, we can never move forward. Because if it's the enemy, we'll never move forward, because we cannot move forward in the negating of something so purposeful. Is this making sense? And if it doesn't make sense, that's fine, because I'm not speaking to the part of you that makes sense. I'm here, my coach right now. You may not be aware of this, but I'm speaking to your light self, your soul, right? Your soul's like, oh yeah, I get that. I remember why I chose this, right? That's my job. That's my walk in this world, is to remind your soul. So in that, once we can neutralize our relationship to it, for example, how amazing is it that we truly know and understand, regardless of how many earth years we've been here, we understand the depth of the conditioning because we've gone deep into it, right? Therefore, then we have the opportunity through awareness to choose a pathway that liberates through the conditioning. And once we can create a relationship in that way, we therefore then access the pathway. Now, the reason why we feel so afraid of our powers is because our powers are not of this world. Our powers and our gifts and our intuition and and our soul purpose is not of this world. It's not of this era. It is not of this timeline. We didn't come here to go, okay, cool, I'm just going to be a rock in this. Even rocks evolve. We actually came here to pave and create and contribute to the creation of a whole new world. Now, the courage that takes to even embrace that as part of your soul mission, especially when we've been conditioned, not negative, it's a truth, to believe that there is a certain set of rules and frameworks that we must coexist in to feel safe in this world. Now, as a light worker, I see and I know and I've experienced myself, even these last few years, where I have actually taken on the most unorthodox path that a light worker should, which is the full embracing of uncapped, unhinged wealth, time, and freedom. Now, I live this life now because I've embraced it. Has it been easy? Hell no, because a lot of the path, I feel like I have been going against my soul grain. But it's also served as a way to understand the frameworks, even in this arena, and how, as a humanity or as a society, I should say, we've separated it, especially for light workers. I'm here speaking to you, light workers, right now because I'm so passionate about really unhinging these stigmas that we've been conditioned as light workers, that have separated us from the truest nature of abundance that is limitless in all ways, not just wealth, not just time, in expression, in embodiment, in relationships. There has been so many different pieces that have been separated, and we've been walking a path of that separation. Now it's time to wheel it in and bring it in and alchemize it, because the new earth and the new world cannot look like the one that is redundant, the one that we're here to change. We didn't come here to repeat it. No, 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 no. We didn't come here to repeat the old ways. We came here to create a new one. And until we can conceptualize a whole new relationship to life itself, to wealth, to everything that literally brings our society together, our humanity together, in the form of co-creation, until we can alchemize that within our own belief system, we can't move forward. So I hope this is making sense. Please let me know that this is landing. Okay, this is what it looks like and feels like when channel is open. So the reason why there's been so many instances where we're like, okay, so I said yes to this. I feel like abundance is for me, or I feel like a life of freedom and travel and really like activating my gifts is for me. I really see myself walking this world with the ministry in my voice, right? I feel that. But we're also surrounded by a world that doesn't hold the same energetic blueprint as what we're envisioning. And until we can recognize that, really recognize that from the point of view of our purpose, we will always feel suppressed and afraid, because in the world that surrounds us, it's batshit crazy, as my sister Kara shared with me yesterday, who is literally living and breathing life force. She's literally guided by spirit, is living the most exceptional reality, because we hold codes that are actually living in the future. But the most terrifying part of this is that we cannot see the future, we can only feel it. So therefore, this brings in the fears. But unless you can really own, it's not about changing who you are. You're perfect in design, whole, perfect and complete. Even the concept of healing is such an old paradigm. The whole the shackle of time. I can't do that until I'm ready. I can't do this until I'm healed, is absolute rubbish. And I'm going to say it over and over and over again. There is a space for modalities. Definitely. Modalities are magic, but the modality isn't our purpose. The modality exists for us to create clarity, to continue to move forward in our purpose. When it's not I have to wait for this, because the journey itself heals us. The journey itself doesn't just heal us, it alchemizes us forward. But when we're recycling the healing belief, I need to heal, before you're enslaved. We're a slave to a belief that is not going to move us forward to a new world where we can absolutely collapse time. In there is a part of you that knows. There's a part of you that knows that there is a world that is identical to the Atlantean Lemurian time, where our abilities were at their fullest. And then something happened. And then these eras arrive to limit the powers that we have, because it's whoa, how dare we live in a world where we are of honor, of sanctity, of completeness, of literally believing there's so much more, and living and breathing it. What happens when we're all free? We can't be controlled. But if you're a light worker, a way shower, an entrepreneur, and you're still leaning on these misconceptions around time and money, you are enslaved. And how do we move through that? We have to surround ourselves and be in the spaces that are vibrating, existing in with a future conversation, willing to speak through and speak life into a whole new world that doesn't exist yet. I have been tippy-toeing around that for a very long time. Please know this. And it is only recently for me where I have been unhinged. I have known this for a very long time, but I have been terrified because it's absolutely nuts. It's crazy to even imagine that I am even worthy of bringing that through. That's what I've had to dismantle myself. And now it's time. Now it's time. Now it is time to collectively form an allegiance of the most bold, of the most mature. And when I say mature, it's not age mature. There's a maturity in our connection. There's a maturity in our embodiment and our willingness. There's a maturity in our willingness. There's a maturity in our connection to our truth and trust. It is time to walk together in the batshit crazy creation of a whole new era, where we usher together a whole new narrative, a whole new reality, a whole new set of systems. And it starts in places that we don't even realize are the most important, in the spaces that no one sees. This is not just about coming together and going rah and doing events and being out there and changing the world. No. This is a very different path. Please excuse me for a second. I'm going to close the door because my husband's very loud. This is about being at the threshold of a whole new way of being. A whole new way of being, and holding ourselves to a version of how we desire to contribute humanity to be in the new world. It's not about putting bricks together and creating buildings, and that's all byproducts. It's in fact, how can we narrate and cause a whole new conversation around a new world through the way we're being. And as a light worker, hidden is not forward. Afraid is not your destiny. It's not your destiny. It's not your destiny to continue to feel enslaved, to continue to feel fear. It is not your destiny to walk this life in doubt, requiring validation. It is not your destiny for that. It's not. It can't be. It's your destiny to move through surrendered and powerfully with compassion and belief and conviction and with a posture that remembers that you were born ready. And this is what unhinged is. Unhinged is a portal for this, for the light workers that feel this transmission, that are willing and ready to dismantle, destroy, and destruct complete versions of themselves. Like literally ready to say goodbye, no more, and completely embody a higher transmission, to walk as a vessel with higher access, to literally channel from the future, to access information from the future. And it's not about building things, it's about beingness. Unhinged is a portal. We unveil on the 1st of April. It is going to be an experience unlike any that you've ever experienced. The energy, the transformations, the integrations. It's not a course. It is transmission based. It is activation based. It's awakening. It is not a step-by-step. No, we're beyond that. It is literally accessing the codex that is laying dormant in you, that is here with your own unique blueprint to bring forth to create a new world. And I know it sounds crazy. I know there's part of us that's like, well, little old me, I don't know if that's for me. That's for other people. That's for the Elon Musks. That's for the Oprah Winfreys. It's not for me. I'm too little. Now that is a load of crock. We all start as babies. We all start the same. Ben-Hur was a baby. We all start as babies. It is your willingness to actually disrupt and dismantle even those beliefs themselves, without the attachments of being seen and being loved. And no, we're beyond that now. There's a maturity in this space that is required. There's a laser focus. It's so pulled and called. It's not the space for fluff. It's not a space for rah-rah. It's not a space to sit and manifest, wish, and hope. It's a space of embodiment. It's a space of collapsing time. It is a space of taking bold new earth action. This is what this is about. And why 30 days? Why not? And it guarantee it, the version of you that steps from that portal will fly, because you're tired of walking. You will fly. That's the intention. That's what we're going to do. That's how potent it is. So if you're feeling called to this, we have seats at this high transmission table. Seats have been already very instantly taken already, which is great. And there is an exclusiveness to these seats. So if you're feeling called and pulled, please just reach out to me. You know what to do, and we'll go from there. I trust completely that you feel this and you're ready and you're coming, because, well, it's time. It's done. We're done. I'm tired. You're tired. Let's go. Let's get creative. This is the reason why you have not been using your voice fully, because you haven't known what you're representing. Because it doesn't make sense to represent the capped conversations. It hasn't made sense to you to represent XYZ results. It hasn't made sense to you to really just like, oh, cool, one day I'm going to buy a house. It doesn't make sense to you. And it's okay if it does, that's cool. But there's some of us that are like, no, it doesn't make sense to me. It's so much bigger than that. This is the bigger. And this is why and how we're collapsing timelines to that version of you, because you've been waiting for this as well, like I have. So big love to you guys. And I hope that lands for you, that there's no part of this journey that is wrong. There's nothing wrong with the conditioning. It's been the perfect obstacle course for us to discover. But now it is time for us to actually take ownership for why we came here, not just what society says that we do, to be a very good person in society, to remain safe and loved and liked. For those of you that are willing to make the bold moves and go, you know what, I'm tired of that reality, I'm tired of that way of the world, and you also see that the importance of bringing this through for our next generation, Unhinged is for you. I love you. Thank you. And I will see you again in time.